This time with an exciting panel about data in the music industry and how to efficiently leverage your data and your data strategy as a music company. Hello everyone, I'm Tommaso Rocchi. I'm a freelance data analyst, automation engineer and data visualization expert. I've been specialized with the music industry, especially with record labels, both indie and majors. And I've been handling all stuff related to data, from the catalog and the metadata optimization to the data cleaning and processing, the database design and implementation, as well as providing tailored visualization specifically for the music industry. So let's start talk about data in the music industry. Well, in reality, we need to talk about data in general because at the moment, data is everywhere. From the complex algorithms that identify your purchasing habits on the different web shop sites to the integrated app that tracks how many times do you actually use your electric toothbrush. And the music industry, it's really been kind of slow into embracing data, but now it's moving up really fast. As a matter of fact, the volume of data available to the music industry has dramatically increased since the dawn of the DSPs. If you believe that before we just been handling reports related to CD sales and something less, now we have really billions of rows of detailed data about the streaming consumption, all the different QQ, Spotify, Apple Music, and so on. Social media has also been playing a very important part into this equation because now they're really strictly tied to the business. It's really difficult to imagine a marketing plan involving an artist or a song without taking into consideration the volume that platforms such as TikTok or Instagram are able to leverage. That being said, this type of creative companies like publishers and record labels, they don't have a lot of background in the data field, and many times they end up overlooking a lot of the aspects that can really have some relevant repercussions on the long term. So let's take a look at some of the issues that the companies and the music business companies are facing at the moment. First of all, there's ineffective ways to storage and process data. Then we have a problem connected to what we said before, the disconnection between these different data sources. Then we'll take a look at the inconsistent formatting across the reports that you receive from the various distributors. And last but not least, this is one of probably the most serious issues for the music industry. It's a problem of inaccurate metadata. But let's take a look with the first one. The ineffective ways to store data. Let's start with a riddle. What do you think is the most utilized software in the world to store, manage, and update data? The answer will probably not surprise you, but it's really Microsoft Excel or Spreadsheets in general. That being said, Excel and Spreadsheets are really a powerhouse because they're widely used by all types of organization. So it's really easy to exchange files that are readable by basically every machine. And they have a relatively easy to use user interface that allows you to store, manage, process data, also create visualization all in a single software. And because it's so widely popular, basically every people in the world, even with a limited knowledge of data, can perform all sorts of operations on them. Well, with that being said, they also have a lot of consequences connected to it and a lot of negative sides. Excel and Google Sheets, for example, can be efficiently used only with a limited amount of rows. It's a maximum of 1 million rows. but you start noticing some performance issues already with 500,000. And because of this, you will end up stockpiling a lot of different files that aren't really talking with each other, because they're all stored on different location on your various different machines. And since there's really little dialogue between these files, it's really difficult for a company to grasp the scale and the volume of data that they have at their disposal, because they don't find that specific report for Germany, either from Japan for that specific year, so you can't really understand what's going on with your company with all these different files. That being said, spreadsheets are not evil incarnate, quite the contrary, are a very useful tool, but it's important for you to understand their limits in order to create a better solution to manage your data. Then we'll take a look at another problem, the disconnection between your different data sources. This is still connected to the spreadsheet issues because, as we said, you end up stockpiling a lot of different files, and everything will be stored on different locations, on different folders across several machines. So making it really a mess to find out what you're looking for. And it's really difficult for you to visualize the entire picture into this and really understand what data do you have at your disposal, because most of the time I saw it a lot of times many record labels, they don't have a clear understanding of how much data is at their disposal at the moment, and they're maybe doing some very basic operation with something that they have available straight in front of them. This is a massive issue for a music company, because you'll be handling a lot of different files into this. You'll be doing with financial reports, royalty statements, contact information related to your artists and your managers that are handling your artists, legal documents connected to the contracts that you have with your artists, and all type of different assets. And it's really important that these files, they really talk with each other and they're connected, because maybe you need to check the royalty percentage that your artist is due based on the last streams that you get from the financial reports that you receive. So in this way, with everything not well connected, you end up wasting a lot of time finding the right stuff to verify what you have at your disposal. Then another big issue for a music company is the inconsistent formatting across reports. This is mostly true with record labels, and especially if they're working with multiple distributors in the world. Because I can guarantee you every distributor and every DSPs will report the streams in a completely different way from each other. So you end up with a bunch of different reports, and all of them are formatted in a different way. And if you really don't uniform them and making them talk with the same language, this could lead to some really serious issues. Let's take a look at a very simple example. What date do you read here? Do you see the 3rd of December 2020, so the European formatting, or the American formatting, so March 12th, 2020? This is a very common error that that happen in the distributor reports, and really a simple error like this with a date or a point instead of a comma could really lead to some massive consequences with you, because you end up with data that's not existent or wrong, all because of a single formatting error. So it's really extremely important that your data is always consistent, and you change your the external data that you receive according to your own needs. Finally, one of the most serious issues of the music industry is definitely the problem of inaccurate metadata. Metadata, as you know, are all the information connected to your tracks, such as the artist name, the title, but also some other detailed information related to the producer, some writers connected to the song, and so on. These are really structural and essential information for you, because you base your revenue on the fact that this data is correct. And most of the time, this essential information is stored on spreadsheets and manually added by the label's employees, for example. We'll go back to the spreadsheet because they're really a double-edged sword, because they make it extremely easy to create and transform data, because it's really simple to open an Excel file and start typing all the strings connected to your releases. But it's also very easy to commit errors, mistypes, or also maybe because you don't use the proper formatting for the specific field you're editing. In fact, without a strict naming and formatting convention, it could be also risky to assign this job of data entry to multiple people, because if left free, all people will start typing data based on what they feel like. And this can really introduce a lot of variables that will end up skew your data, make a big mess of your archive, and you'll need several months to fix all these errors, especially if they've been accumulated in years of malpractice. I'm really stressing out this one because metadata is one of your most valuable assets. Really, an incorrect code, a wrong ISRC, or a wrong artist name in the description can easily lead to misreporting and a consequent revenue loss. This is particularly relevant for publishing, where we see that millions of dollars are stored into the black box. They're all unclaimed royalties that no one really knows who belongs to, and all this money just end up sitting there, and you're basically losing a lot of money because maybe a small mistype in an Excel spreadsheet. Fear not, there are a lot of solutions to fix these common errors that are particularly useful. And first of all, it's really important to establish a consistent convention for your data formatting. It's really fundamental to decide how do you want to structure your data. This will be extremely boring at the beginning, but it will save you a lot of time and resources in the long run. First of all, because it really avoids mistakes with the data entry, and will also ensure that the future employees that are working on your company will stick to these rules. Secondly, it's really important to clean the reports that you receive from distributors according to your own rules that you established on point one. Because as we said, every distributor has a unique way to format their reports. So it's important for you to decide a coherent formatting and adjust your reports according to your own needs. Because maybe you want all the reports with a single currency, while you have all the reports you received in different currencies, or even you have a different date formatting for your reports compared to your own catalog. So it's important to really decide how do you want to structure your data and stick to a naming convention in this way. This is really fundamental in order to remove and avoid errors, and in this way all your data is cleaned and ready to be used for all your projects related to data visualization and all the insights that data can actually give you. Finally, I would really recommend to organize and structure your data in a database. This is kind of an advanced setup, because it requires some planning in order to structure it efficiently, especially for a music company. And this really allows you to centralize all your data on a single platform and in a way have a single source of truth. In this way, really all your data is interconnected and will save you a lot of time in the search, because now first you need like to check out the individual files on the different folders and check out the Excel spreadsheet and find the exact data that you need. Here you just like to run a query and search and type what you're looking for, and you get all the data that you need. Now that we've set up all our environment and improved our data strategy, it's time to look at what data can do for you. With everything sorted and cleaned, you can actually take a look at what data can give you insights about your stream flow, for example, to see where you can improve, where are your your top selling artists, where they are performing better, and even do benchmark analysis compared to really compare each track with each other to see which performed best in the latest amount of time. Then you can really start exploring your territories, because here you can see where your strongest territories are and really how to improve your strategy, your marketing strategy in local markets in order to boost a track, a song, or a specific artist. Finally, since all your data is cleaned and ready to be processed, now you have all the data points that you need to start creating compelling visualization, very detailed, that you can really dig into your data and find all the insights that you need. That was all for me for this time. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Feel free to reach out for any consultancy about your data needs. You can find me on LinkedIn at Rocchi Tom, or shoot me an email at rocchi.tom@gmail.com. I wish you a nice continuation of these IMX, the International Music Expo, and have a good time, and see you soon.